What is up, gamers? It's Joe here. Let's talk about Priest. Partner in crime, 4 mana 2/5, battle cry, summon a copy of this minion at the end of your turn. I think this card's going to be very good. This is going to be run in a lot of Priest decks. It's going to let them finally get this board deck that you slap some buffs on this. Even if you don't slap any, this card's pretty good. And if you even slap one buff on this, you're getting some insane value. So I'm going to give this one 5 stars. Maybe it could go to 4 stars, but I think it's going to be very, very, very good. Baseline, it's good. It can only get better from there. Lots of stats. And you can get some cool effects on it, I'm sure, depending on what you put on it. So look out for it. It's going to be a very annoying card for sure. Especially when Cathedral of Atonement into Partner in Crime on curve. You're going to hate it. I'm going to hate it a lot too. Mysterious Visitor. 2 mana 2/3. Battle Cry. Reduce the cost of cards copied from your opponent by 2. Really bad. That is such a small upside for something that barely has any support. There aren't a lot of cards that actually copy cards from your opponent's deck in Standard, I don't believe. And so this card's just kind of weak. Now, in Wild, this card's probably better. But in Standard, this card's doo-doo. I give it 1 star. Like, I don't think you can really steal enough cards to make this even worth it. I mean, cards that decrease the value, or decrease the mana cost of generated cards. A lot of mage cards did that. Like reducing your generated spells. Those weren't even played, so I don't see why this would see play. Identity Theft, however, 3 mana shadow spell. Discover a copy of a card from your opponent's hand and deck. This, however, I think we'll see play. I want to give this 4 stars. Last one was 1 star if I didn't say that. This gives you a lot. I mean, for one, hand information, which isn't huge, but it is important. And you get something from their deck. It's just, you get 2 good cards for 3 mana. Of course, they're not going to be cards that you would usually run, because they are from your opponent's game plan. But I do think you get decent cards. If this was 3 mana, get a copy, this would be bad, but you discover the copy, making it really good. 2 discovers on a 3 mana card seems pretty good to me. You get some good cards and good knowledge. The Light, it burns 1 mana holy, deal damage to a minion equal to its attack. This is like a light bomb, but for 1 mana and on 1 minion. Very, 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 very good. Insane removal. Like, you want this against aggressive decks, and that's what it's going to be perfect for, because you can play it on 1. I don't recommend playing it on 1, probably on 2 or 3, but it's just very efficient, very cheap removal, and so I'm going to give it 5 stars. Honestly, it would see play at 2 mana, I'm pretty sure, so very good card. 5 mana, Clean the Scene. Destroy all minions with 3 or less attack. Infuse 3. Make it 6 or less. So, I think the baseline is decent. And the upgraded effect is really good too. But I don't think Infuse 3 is going to be that easy to get to. Like, right, like, come on. How often are you going to get Infuse 3 as a priest? Like, I don't think this is going to be good at all. Or, yeah. It'll see play, because it is a board clear. But I don't think it's going to be, like, you're going to cut it if you find something better. Even though I'm talking shit about this, I'm still going to give it 3 stars, because the baseline's alright, right? Like, playing this on 5, you can clear, like, their swarm board. That could be pretty good. But the Infuse is just so hard to get to. I would like this more as a 4 mana, destroy all minions with 3 or less attack. I think that on its own would be a good card. But the increased cost with a possible better, eh. 3 stars, it's going to see play, but it's not going to be insane. Harvester of Envy, 3 mana 4/3. After you play a card copied from the opponent, steal the original. This is just ticketus. It's a really annoying effect, but how often is it really gonna, like, win you games? Like, ticketus was annoying, but it wasn't like meta. And I think this is the same thing. Like, yeah, he can steal cards, but he doesn't have a lot of support in standard. So, like, it'll be annoying when he gets his 1%, steal your win con, but, like, so much setup and so much, like, work just to do that. And they have to play it, too. Like, they gotta spend a lot of mana doing nothing. So I think this card's gonna be sucky. I'll give it 2 stars just because the fact that it exists is probably, like, scary. If you see the opponent copy something, you're gonna be like, oh shoot, I gotta play this card. So I mean, maybe his existence threatens you. But then you realize it's not gonna be that bad even if he does, like, run it, so meh. Boone of the Ascended, 4 mana, give a minion +2 health, summon a Kieran with its stats, and taunt. Bless wasn't good, but I think this one is, because you give a minion +2 health, and that could be pretty valuable, but then you get some juicy stats. So honestly, I want to give this maybe 4 stars. I think it's going to be running the same deck that Partner in Crime is running. It's a really similar effect too, if you think about it. Make a copy for 4 mana. Just saying. Duplicate some good stats. They are both stat-based cards. You want big, fat, stinky stats. Yeah, I'm down for it. I am down for these big, juicy stats. I think it'll do pretty good. Because I don't think Priest has really any meta deck. Especially with that 5 mana 5/5 cleaner card. Priest is kind of screwed. They only had Questline before. So, like, it's good that they're printing some good cards for Priest for once. 3 mana 1/6, it's Pella. After you cast a spell on a friendly minion, set its attack and health to the higher of the 2. So, like, if you played a spell on this guy, he'd become a 6/6. If you played it on a Rager, it'd become a 5/5. Very good. Or, pretty good. Like, are you really gonna have a lot of cards with that big of a, like, health and attack difference? Like, this is probably the only one. And Pelagos himself. I want to give it like 3.5 stars. Because it's definitely better than that board clear. But I don't think it's going to be insane either. He'll be nice when you make him work, but like, he requires some setup. But his spell also requires setup, so you know what? I convinced myself. This guy's a 4 out of 5. Whatever decks you're running a bunch of buffs, you're going to run a Pelagos too. Because he's only helpful. He can't hurt you. And like, he's got a big booty too, so he makes your buff spells even better. 3 mana, 3 uses, Cathedral of Atonement. Give a minion +2/+1 and draw a card. Hand of a Doll? 3 mana, 3 use, Hand of a Doll? Yeah, it's very good. This card's really good. 5 out of 5. Especially if you can do it on curve with Partner in Crime. It's insane. It's also 3 mana, draw 3. 3 mana, 6/3, draw 3. Or 3 mana, 6/3, draw 3. That seems really good. Yeah, minion needs to be on board, but you're presumably running it in a deck that you can do that. I think it might get nerfed to give a minion +1/+1. Or 2 uses. I don't think 4 mana would be a good nerf to this, but I do think +1/+1 or 2 uses are going to be the plays. I think it's going to get nerfed to one of those. Because you just get a lot of stats, a lot of draw on one card. Like, nothing outvalues that. I don't know if these count as spells. Because it is type location. So I think this card actually can go in Shadow. Oh my god. This can go in Shadow Priest. That's really good. In Shadow Priest especially. That's gonna be insane. So yeah, nutty card. 1 mana 1/3, Suspicious Usher. Discover a legendary minion. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. Insane in Arena. I'm gonna give this guy 4 out of 5. He's gonna give you some nice value just for 1 mana. So it's like, it's pretty good. It's just like the mages. It's like, the upside is so good, you just run him anyway. If they get a copy, oh well. Your copy's gonna be better anyway. So you gotta watch out for the stat-based priest. Don't worry about stealing priest, thief priest. It's not gonna be meta. It's just gonna be some weird tier 4 deck, whatever. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.